Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly step by step on how I was able to rent out this beautiful lake house by using credit card points and booking Airbnbs for free. And as usual, this is MTV. The M is for Miggle, money, motivation. Check it out. All right, so this video is all about on how to get free Airbnbs. I'm going to talk about the power and the importance of being able to utilize this strategy. I'm going to be talking about the 4 options for different credit cards that you could use to start racking up points, and 4 tips on how to actually start maximizing earning those points. And then from there, now that we have the right cards and the right points, now I'm going to show you exactly step by step on how to actually book those free Airbnbs and get reimbursed for it. So without further ado, I'm looking forward to chatting with you. Let's go. So quick little story time on why this strategy is so important and so powerful. Just the other week, I went out to Tennessee to visit my girlfriend's family and visit her hometown. As fun as it was to go see them, it was even better because I didn't have to pay for the flights or the Airbnb, and I'll discuss how to get free flights in a later video, but right now we're focusing on Airbnb. This was huge because imagine taking your friends, your family, your lover, whatever, to an awesome vacation and feeling super abundant because it's free. You paid with points. And just imagine the look on people's faces. I took my girlfriend out to this beautiful lake house that we had all to ourselves right on the water. That is the type of power that you're going to be able to get. You're going to be able to save hundreds and thousands of dollars every year on travel just by having the right cards, having the right point earning systems, and going through this Airbnb process. And money aside, you're just going to be able to give back a lot more to the people that matter to you. So definitely pay attention. I'm looking forward to showing you guys this strategy. Let's get into it. So the bank you're going to want to prioritize first is going to be going with Chase Bank. This is one of the industry leading credit card and bank companies that have the best travel benefits. Definitely want to prioritize them. Now, the cards that you're going to want to use, you have the option of either choosing any of the cards from Chase Freedom lineup, or you could go with any of the cards from Chase Sapphire lineup. And these cards have a bunch of different benefits and perks. All of them will help get you points to start traveling for free. Some of them are just a little higher tiered, more alpha than others because it gets you more rewards. And that's what I'm about to show you. We're going to do a little side-by-side comparison and kind of make some recommendations on which ones you should use based on where you're at in your credit journey. So if you're just now starting out with credit card travel hacks and points, your credit score isn't as good enough to get those higher tier cards, I recommend starting off with either the Chase Freedom Unlimited card or the Chase Freedom Flex card. Now, there's a ton of benefits and perks with each of these cards. I'm not going to go through every single one. If you want me to do a credit card review on it, go ahead and comment Chase Freedom in the comments below and I'll make one for you guys. Just at a glance, basically the Chase Freedom Unlimited and Flex card, they have all these benefits. You get 200% bonus plus a 5% grocery store offer up to $800 total cash back. All you got to do is spend $500 in purchases within the first 3 months. Anybody could do that. Over here, you could earn 5% cash back on grocery store purchases on up to $12,000 spent within the first year. So that's up to $600 cash back on that. So tons of value, tons of incentives to be working with them. It's basically the same thing with Chase Freedom Flex. The only difference though in the cards is with the Freedom, you earn cash back on every purchase of 1.5% on purchases, 3% on dining and drugstores, and 5% cash back on travel purchase through Chase. The big difference with Chase Freedom Flex, though, you're earning cash back for every purchase, and you could earn 5% cash back on up to $1,500 on combined purchases in bonus categories. So basically, with different revolving categories, you'll get a higher percentage cash back on it. But other than that, they're basically the same thing. The awesome part about this too is there's no annual fee. So you're literally not going to lose anything on getting these cards. And best part too is they both have 0% intro APR for 15 months. So basically that means 0% interest APR. If you spend money on that card, you could essentially, let's say you spent $5,000 on the card, you just let the $5,000 sit there and you're not gonna have to pay any interest for 15 months. Now you'll still have to make a minimum payment towards it each month. You're not gonna be getting charged 10, 15, 25% on it. So how this works is for every dollar you're spending, you're gonna get 1.5% in points for it. Now the biggest difference between the Chase Freedom Unlimited and Chase Freedom Flex is you get unlimited 1.5% points / cash back versus Chase Freedom Flex, you're only earning 5% cash back on up to $1,500 worth of redeemed points / cash back in travel. Now, the beauty of these cards, like I said, is anytime you're spending money on these, you're going to keep racking up more and more points. That's going to go towards what's called your Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, which you could later then spend those points on things like travel, like Airbnb. Now, if your credit is in good check and you're able to qualify for these next two cards, these are the ones you want to prioritize because they're going to be getting you more bang for your buck every time you spend. And in return, you're going to get more points that you could put on travel. So we have the Chase Sapphire lineup. You could either go with the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Now, I'm not going to go through all the nuances of the card. I'll make another video doing a review on it. But just at a glance, awesome thing about this card is if you sign up with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you get 60,000 bonus points absolutely free. You spend $4,000 within the first 3 months. That turns out to be $750 you're rewarded towards travel absolutely free. But if you go the Chase Sapphire Reserve route, you can get 80,000 points after you do the same thing, 4,000 within 3 months from the account opening. Now, the biggest difference between these two are the annual fees. So we talked about how the Freedom cards, it's $0 to get into it. That's why it's a great beginner card. But these cards come with a lot more benefits and perks. For the Chase Sapphire Preferred, it's $95. And then for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, it's $550 annual fee. Honestly, I have the Reserve and it's totally worth it because you're going to get a lot more value, well over the $550 with the amount of perks and benefits and points you get for it. The other aspect is they have your normal interest rates on it, not like your Freedom, but that's totally fine. Now, this is how we're actually going to start racking up those points. So with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, you get 5x on points traveling purchased anytime you go through Ultimate Rewards, 2x points on other travel purchases. So that could be something like taxis, like Ubers, Lyfts, whatever. 3x points on dining anytime you're going out, 3x points on grocery purchases, 3 times points on streaming services, and then 1 point per dollar for all other purchases, which is really solid. But the Reserve takes it to the next level. You get 5x points on flights, and then you get 10x points on hotels and car rentals. That's huge. And then 3 times points on other travel worldwide, and then 10 points on dining, 3 times points on other dining at restaurants. So 10 points if you're going through Chase Ultimate Rewards, 3 points if you're just out and about, and then same thing, 1 point per dollar spent on all other purchases. So these are all the different options and tools you have in your tool belt to start racking up points and start using it for travel and then paying off your Airbnb. So depending on where you're at in your journey, you're going to want to use a separate different one. So if you're just starting out, your credit score is not too good, go for one of the Chase Freedom cards. Based on all the different perks and benefits, you can decide which one's going to be best for you. Personally, I went with the Freedom just because I just wanted to get 1.5 times points on everything and not have to keep checking which category is going to get me more points, because the Flex, it's revolving categories. Now with Chase Sapphire Preferred versus Chase Sapphire Reserve, honestly for me, I highly recommend getting the Reserve. It's a $550 annual fee. Totally worth it though. You're going to get thousands of dollars worth of points, so why not just bite the bullet and take the cost? All right, so that's great. So now that we have the cards in our wallet, how are we going to actually start getting enough points to where it's going to be able to help save us those hundreds and thousands of dollars every year in travel? So this is how we're going to do it. So we already kind of went over it. I have 4 different strategies I'm going to walk you through on how to start maximizing and accumulating points. So one is taking advantage of those sign-on bonuses. As you've seen, some of them you only had to spend, I think, like $400 to get some cash back. With the Chase Sapphire cards, you only had to spend, I think, $3,000 or $4,000 to get like 60,000, 100,000 points. That's a super easy way to start getting money that accumulates up to like $750 just by getting the sign-on bonus. And the second way to do it is use your credit card as much as possible. Never use cash, never use a debit card, because when you're using cash or debit cards, you're not getting any points on it. And it's not giving you any benefit. Just put it on the credit card. You're already gonna spend the money on it anyways, so might as well accumulate the points. And over time, it's gonna start snowball effect and get you a lot more than you would if you were just paying cash. And the other thing I love taking advantage is I love going out with friends, getting dinner. And normally when the waiter comes by, asks you for the bill, nobody wants to put their card down unless you're eating dinner with me. I'm the first to put the credit card down because I want to get those points. And I always end up just Venmo requesting everyone later. So I would have only spent $20 on my own, but mix that with 5 people, that's $100 on one bill. And I'm getting all the points and I'm still getting all my money back for it. And the fourth and final way, and this is to get these points, is an absolute hack. It's called manufacturer spending. It's a way to basically, you're kind of making like a fake purchase. You know, you could buy like a Mac laptop with a credit card, return it back and get it put on a debit card. And then that money that gets put onto a debit card, you use that to pay back the credit card money that you owe. I'm not gonna go super in depth into it because it's kind of a lengthy process, but if you guys wanna learn more on how to do manufacturer spending, comment below manufacturer spend and I will create a tutorial just for you, just for that. All right, so now we have all the right credit cards. Now we have all the points. How do we actually spend it? Let's check it out. So what we're going to do next is you're going to log into your Chase portal. This is what it's going to look like. What you're going to do is over here on the right hand corner, it's going to show you your ultimate rewards points. I got there almost 40,000, 7,000 for rapid rewards. That's with Southwest, my preferred airline. You're going to just click here on this arrow, let it load. And I actually have the Freedom and the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. And I'm just going to click on the Reserve, or actually let's click on the Freedom card, because I'm going to show you guys a little hack on how to maximize your points. Is if you ever have points on your Freedom card, what you're going to want to do is combine points. And by combining these Freedom points to the Reserve, you're going to maximize your points, because points spent on the Reserve card are worth a lot more than points spent on the Freedom card. So we're just going to transfer that over. 10,000 points, submit, boom. So we're solid right there. So let's go over here and we're going to switch over to our Reserve card. So boom, now we got almost $40,000 points. So here's how we're going to actually not have to pay for the Airbnb. So first off, what you're going to want to do is actually book the Airbnb. Normally, just book it on one of your Chase cards, because you're going to get points on it regardless, because you spent money on that travel category. And what you're going to do is from here, go down to this area called Pay Yourself Back. As you can see here, these 37,000 points are worth $569.61 when you redeem them for eligible purchases. You can see here's some of the eligible categories. Airbnb. This is pretty awesome because traditionally when people were using points, up until now, the points were only good for hotels, not Airbnbs, because Airbnbs, it's not run by a big corporation. It's usually just some normal person who owns a house, you know, but you're able to get 50% more points value if you spend it on Airbnb. And this is only till the end of 2022. I'm sure you'll still be able to pay yourself back for Airbnbs, but it's not going to have this 50% more value. So make sure to book the Airbnbs, even if it's for next year, book it now. And that way you can pay for it before the 31st using your points. So we're going to go down here. You could search the transaction, type in Airbnb, boom. So I had this Airbnb for $262. I'm going to go ahead and click continue. Tell us the value. So I want to pay the full $262. So apply the full amount. That means I'm going to have to spend 17,519 points to get this free Airbnb. The total points redeeming right here. So the total cost of the transaction was $262. And the total points redeeming, I'm spending $17,519. And because of the Airbnb bonus, I'm saving 8,760 points. So originally I was going to have to pay 17 plus 8,000, but that's not the case because of that 50% bonus that Airbnb is having right now. So I'm left with 20,000. I'm going to click redeem and boom, there we go. I'm going to get paid back that 262 and it's going to be credited back to my account. All right, so just to summarize, what did we learn here today? Number one, it's all about having the right credit cards. Choose the right ones that's going to get you the most benefits. And from there, number two is figuring out how to maximize actually earning those points. Once we have those points, we're going to use the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, use the pay yourself back feature, and just type in Airbnb on the transaction list, and there's a 50% bonus points redemption for it. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. And then from there, you click on the transaction and use your points to pay it back. And then Chase is going to credit that cash back to your account. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Super glad you guys stayed to the end, and I'm hoping you guys see value in this. Now go take this knowledge. Don't just watch it. Go apply it, learn it, and go take your friends or family on a vacation. You know, they deserve it. Show them some love. And if you got any value in this video, then give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you didn't like it or it didn't work, hit me up and ask. I'm more than happy to engage and figure out how we can make this work for you. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys are able to get these free Airbnbs, feel free to tag me in it, send it to me. I'd love to see what you guys are able to get for free. But other than that, this is MTV. The M is for Miggle, Money, Motivation. Much love, stay beautiful, and I'll see you next time.